Have you ever thought about owning a piece of your favorite companies? I mean, really owning a piece? Well, that's the power we're going to unlock today. In just the next few minutes, we're going to break down all the essentials of the stock market so you can get started with some real confidence.
Okay, let's just dive right into the big question. You hear the term stock market all the time, on the news, online, and it can sound incredibly complicated, right? Well, let's pull back the curtain. It's actually a lot simpler than you probably think.
At its heart, the stock market is really just a gigantic marketplace. Seriously. But instead of, buying fresh produce from a farmer, you're buying a tiny piece of a massive company. And these little pieces, they're called stocks or shares. So why does this whole marketplace even exist in the first place? Well, it's built on this really important two-way street that benefits both the companies themselves and, well, people like us who invest in them. See, it's kind of the perfect partnership. Companies sell off little pieces of themselves, stocks, to raise money for big new ideas, like launching new products or expanding across the globe. And in return, we get to buy those stocks, become part owners, and hopefully share in the profits and success down the road. So what makes a stock's price go up or down? It all boils down to the classic simple idea of supply and demand. Think about a brand new phone that everyone is dying to get. The demand is huge, so the price stays high. It's the exact same thing with stocks. If a company announces something amazing, excitement builds, and more people want to buy in, that drives the price right up. To really navigate this world with confidence, you've got to speak the language. So let's quickly run through a few key terms that you're going to hear all the time. This way, you'll always be in the know. First up, shareholder. This one's easy. The moment you buy even a single stock in a company, congratulations, you are officially a shareholder. That means you own a small slice of that business. Now, let's talk about dividends. This is a really cool way you can actually earn money from a stock. Some companies will take a portion of their profits and share it directly with you, the shareholder. Think of it like a little cash thank you for being an owner. So how do you actually get into this marketplace? You go through a broker. Now, these days, it's usually an online platform or just an app on your phone. This is your gateway. It's what lets you place your buy and sell orders. Okay, next up is volatility. This is basically the market's heartbeat. A stock with high volatility is like a roller coaster. You're going to see big climbs and some pretty steep drops. A less volatile one is more like a gentle cruise. Understanding this helps you pick investments that actually match your comfort level with risk. And finally, blue chip stocks. Just think of the biggest, most established companies out there, the ones that have been household names for decades. These are often seen as the bedrock of a really solid investment portfolio, mostly because they have a long history of being stable and reliable. Okay, so you know the what, you know the why, and you know the key terms. So how do you actually get in the game? Here's a super simple 4-step plan to guide you from the sidelines right onto the playing field. First things first, open that brokerage account. That's your ticket in. Second, and this is crucial, do your homework. Knowing what you're buying is your best defense. Third, diversify. You've heard it a million times. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's so true. And fourth, think long term. Real wealth is almost always built over time, not overnight. Now here's a great pro tip for beginners. Look into something called index funds or ETFs. These are basically special funds that hold stocks from tons of different companies all at once. So by buying just one share of the fund, you get instant diversification. It's a fantastic way to spread out your risk right from the start. All right, let's have a little reality check. Investing is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's not some magic money tree. It is absolutely crucial to understand the fundamental trade-off that sits at the very heart of the entire market. And here it is, the fundamental trade-off. The reward? Well, it's the potential for your money to grow in a way that just isn't possible in a savings account. But then there's the risk. Stock prices can fall, and yes, there is a real possibility of losing money. They are two sides of the very same coin, and you have to respect both. So, how do you tip the scales in your favor? You do it with your two most powerful assets, your knowledge and your discipline. The more you learn and the more you can stick to a clear long-term strategy, the more you take control of your own financial future. So there you have it. We've covered the what, the why, and the how. The stock market isn't some secret casino. It's a tool for building long-term wealth, and you now have the foundational knowledge to get started. So the real question is, what's your first move going to be?